Hello and welcome to the Total Drama What If series. This is going to be our third and final one of the day. However, I think I've realized that after Lindsay, we're still going to have, DJ, Jeff. Am I forgetting someone in between DJ and Jeff? Hold on. We're going to have DJ, Izzy, Jeff, Lashana, Nobody, freaking Duncan, Heather, and then Gwen and Owen obviously won't have one. So what I think is next Thursday, because it's Tuesday, and on Wednesday I'm going to have a Total Drama Multiverse episode. Next Thursday, I'm going to grind out the entirety of the rest of Island. So in 2 days' time, we are going to be grinding all of the Island one. But before that, we have Lindsay's episode. And Lindsay is what if Lindsay didn't listen to Heather in Hookline and Screamer. But of course, as always, before that, we have to do this little extra thing that just helps me get myself a free promotion, telling you about every character has their own video, as well as letting me tell you, or letting me waste some time so that this video can be a little longer. The wiki is like breaking on my other screen right now. We had Justin, we had Katie, we had Tyler, we had Cody, Izzy, we had Sadie, Beth, and then boom, boom, boom. And then we had Courtney and Harold. And then our boys versus girls still happened the same. Boop, boop, boop. And then the boys still win that. Boom, 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 boom. And then Eva and Izzy are brought back. As always. Well, not always. Some of the other what ifs had different people come back. Then Eva's eliminated again. Trent's eliminated again, even though I just made his episode literally like 20 minutes ago. And Bridget, your episode actually just finished uploading like in the past 5 seconds. So, yeah, you're eliminated again. Like, I have it on the other monitor. I just started recording before it was even done uploading. But we have That's Off the Chain. And everything goes the same until the end. Now, originally at the end, Lindsay waits a second to let Heather go ahead. But in this timeline, we're going to say that Lindsay either doesn't hear Heather, or what I think more likely fits is Lindsay is like, no, I'm going to have it for myself. Heather's had a bunch of immunity. So Lindsay still goes across, and Heather crashes out at her for not letting her win immunity. And Heather calls her a bunch of really bad things. And then Heather is told that she's eliminated unless Lindsay gives Heather the immunity. After Heather just said a bunch of bad things at Lindsay. So, oh, it's freaking lunchtime. I'll have to be quick with this one. Hey Google, broadcast message. 1 second. Broadcast message. Mom, I'll be down in like 10 minutes. Thank you though. Okay, let me be quick. So, yeah, Lindsay, after that whole ordeal, does not give it to Heather, and Lindsay continues while Heather does not. Heather's right back to, after 2 episodes of her doing good, right back to getting eliminated almost immediately. But that shouldn't happen too often now. Honestly, we kind of have these how I want them. We can do, like, yeah, because Bridget's already gone. I think in Wawanakwa, or in Hook, Line, and Screamer, DJ still gets eliminated. There's no reason why. I don't think Lindsay would be worse than him at that. Then we have the Wawanakwa Gone Wild, before Trial by Tram Triathlon. And in Wawanakwa Gone Wild, I think, so this is originally Izzy's episode, and now that Lindsay obviously is in a threat, and nobody's really a big target except maybe Duncan, I think they still go for Izzy as in canon for all the reasons as in canon. So then we have the Trial by Tryon Triathlon. Still love that name. Where we have Gwen and Man, we could actually do Gwen and Lindsay. But I feel like Gwen and Jeff still goes better. Then we can have Duncan and Lindsay, maybe? No. I don't know. Owen and Lindsay wouldn't work. I think it's Lashana. Okay, yeah, this is how I think it's gonna go. Something like that. Or, I don't know. I think that's, yeah, Owen and Lindsay kind of doesn't really work as, like, opposites, but it's the best I can do. It works better than, like, Owen and Jeff. So, overall, Owen and Lindsay, I might have said Izzy a second ago, I meant Lindsay, would just be dumbasses together, and no one would really care about them, so they wouldn't really care about losing immunity, but they're not winning it for sure. Duncan and Lashana, they would not reconcile. They would probably become sworn enemies and be terrible at it. I can't remember who was it in canon. Oh, Duncan and Lashana had it in canon? Well, they didn't win. I think Heather and Owen won originally. Did they win? No, they all tied. Nobody won. Huh. Okay, well, it probably goes about the same as in canon then. And, I don't think there's a tie, because these two dumbasses. So I think it's probably pretty close between these two, but Gwen and Jeff. Yeah, Gwen and Jeff still go get the immunity. And because Duncan and Lashana have more time to hate on each other now that Heather isn't here for them to mutually hate. So Gwen and Jeff win immunity, and I think Lashana obviously wants to get Duncan out. Jeff is bros with Duncan, so but also friends with Gwen. So now, I think that these two spend the whole day trying to make these two just chill out. But I don't think it ends up working. I think they still both vote for each other in the end. So Gwen and Jeff take it upon themselves to rock, paper, scissors, and they end up getting, what would be better for the plot? I think it'd be better for the plot if they get Lashana out here, especially because of what our next episode is. So then we have Hot Campachor, and the reason I said that is because now Jeff gets screwed, because that's definitely the person they'd go for over, because Katie and Sadie wouldn't go for Gwen or Duncan. Owen could have, you could make an argument for, but I think Jeff's a little higher, and Lindsay was friends with Heather, so obviously not. So I think Jeff gets screwed over in Hot Campachor, leading our final four to be Gwen, Duncan, Owen, and Lindsay. Our only difference here is Lindsay's here instead of Heather, and in Camp Cats the ways that would make it really funny to watch. But in Are We There Yeti, the one that actually matters, I don't think they would do the teams we have here, because even though they'd be the most entertaining, I think these two would get crushed. So I think instead they probably go like this, which would be very hard to decide. So I'm actually gonna go with, does Owen still screw it over, or does Lindsay screw it over? Crap, I don't know. I don't know who wins here. I think Owen still screws them over. But Jeff respects Gwen, so it's not like Gwen's gonna get out anyway. So Owen gets eliminated here. Then we get to I Triple Dog Dare You. And Gwen doesn't like Duncan. Lindsay doesn't like Duncan. But I don't know if they like each other enough to team. I think this is just an every man or woman for themselves kind of competition. So out of these three, the one with the highest endurance is Gwen. Now, Lindsay liked that freaking song thing. So she clearly, in the No Pain, No Gain, so she clearly has a high endurance, but is it as high as Duncan? Actually, she might be so dumb that she doesn't care, because like Izzy was crazy enough to not care. I don't know, Lindsay could dumb luck her way, and Gwen could also realize that they need to get out Duncan, because Duncan's a huge threat, because they're not friends. I don't know, I think there's enough ways to determine, as well as from a story standpoint, Duncan's even more of a main villain, along with Heather. This time, they're both about equal villains at this point. So, I think from a writing standpoint, Duncan getting out here makes the most sense, which means Gwen, as always, makes it to the final. As always, makes it to the stupid final. But Lindsay also makes it, and I think Gwen is still the canon winner here. Lindsay has her arc with standing up to Heather and getting her out, but I think that after that she was kind of just a dumbass for the rest of the season, and then kind of lucked her way to the finale by not being a target, a little bit of a floater after that. So I still think she deserves a finale spot. I don't think she deserves the win. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Total Drama What If. Again, super short, super easy to make. And I cannot wait to catch y'all on Thursday, where we will do DJs, Izzy's, Jeff's, Lashana's, Duncan's, and Heather's. And then we will move on to either Action or Adventure Camp. I don't know. We'll see. But until then, see ya.